Good afternoon and welcome back to my Mole Needs a Haircut. Holy shit. It looks horrid, doesn't it? I think it gets worse every stream. It's like I'm coming back and I'm like, is that my haircut? Can I even call that a haircut? Then again, I am sick right now, so I have an excuse, kinda-ish. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. You have to live with that. Sorry. But welcome to the RDNA 3 or RDNA, so I don't even know what that exactly means again, for AMD, where they're showcasing the new 7000 series. I really need a haircut. Holy shit, do I need a haircut? And that's what we are watching. We are still 50 minutes away before it actually starts. And, well, I think we have to talk about this. Yeah, because let's be real here. This is, I think, the biggest chance AMD ever had to just get back at Nvidia. I'm not saying they will utilize it. I'm not saying that they will manage to do that, but I'm saying this is the biggest chance they ever had. Because, let's be real here for a moment, the 4000 series from Nvidia is... it's kind of weird. I want to say it's not great, but that's not really true. It's just not reasonable and has so many issues. Like, we have the power connector right now, which is a huge issue. By the way, since that started, interestingly enough, Nvidia became very quiet when it came to like marketing stuff going on, right? Like, you would kind of expect that they are trying to like push out a lot of marketing and be like, hey folks, like, this is nothing serious here, like, just buy our freaking cards. And they didn't do that, which is really interesting, which at least shows me that Nvidia takes it serious and that there might be something more serious behind this. But all in all, the 4090, in my opinion, is a joke. Not because it doesn't provide a lot of power. The problem is that here in Europe, you're basically paying 2,000, and that's the standard price, because it costs 1,500, and then you have taxes on top of it, and well, this is how it adds up. But you were paying about like 2,000 for a GPU. 2,000. That's insane. That's not normal. That's not okay. That's not justifiable. This is absolutely insane. And for that amount of money, the power it provides, like, if you can justify a 4090 for your PC, you don't have money issues. Money is not an issue for you. And at that point, it's just like, yeah, okay. But for everyone else, money is an issue. Money is a point. And it's just too much. And when you're looking at the 480, and especially, I haven't forgotten what they tried to pull with the 480, it becomes even less justifiable. Like, they still ask $1,000 for small improvements. And it's clear that Nvidia is playing a game here. That they are trying to sell off their older GPUs. And I just don't have that. I have a little bit enough of Nvidia at this point. I have enough of them. And AMD, by the way, is doing the same thing. It's kind of funny, when you were looking at one of our biggest retailers when it comes to GPUs right now, AMD's price tags have been going down for months now. We are at the point, and I kid you not, where you can get a Radeon 6900 XT for about $700. 700. The 3080s, the 10 gigabyte versions, not the 12 gigabyte, the 10 gigabyte versions, still cost around $1,000. Why is that? Because a lot of the retailers have bought GPUs far too expensive. It seems like when it came to Nvidia, some retailers have bought crazy amounts and asking far too much money and paying far too much money. And now they don't really want to go down with the price tag because they bought them too expensive. And that is a problem for Nvidia again, because Nvidia desperately tries to sell those cards here on my market, and the retailers are like, nah. So if you want a new card, AMD is basically the way to go. Again, here in my country. I know like in the USA or like other places in Europe, the situation looks very different. And I'm not talking about those places because I can already see people going, oh, well, in my place, it's not that problem. It's like, yeah, thanks. I know that. I'm literally talking about my country. And like this right now, this whole thing is a home run opportunity for AMD. They don't necessarily have to compete with a 4090. They just have to get close, offer good ray tracing this time, to a reasonable price. The moment they are managing that is the moment where they win. Because even if they are 10% slower or 15% slower than a 4090, but only costs $800, $900, they won. Because most people would just go like, wait, 10% less FPS in an area where FPS already doesn't matter for 80% less on the price? Yeah, you know what? I think I can justify that more. Now again, granted, we don't know what AMD's strategy will be here. Like we literally do not know, which is a bit problematic. Let me switch over here. There we go. We don't know. We just don't know. And we don't, of course, don't know what the performance is. And I would assume that the cards are starting in like 2 or 3 weeks. I would assume so. They also said, and this is really interesting, they also said that they will showcase some gameplay trailers. They have apparently the Callisto Protocol and Forspoken, and a surprise by Ubisoft. We don't know exactly what that means, but AMD and Ubisoft has always been working together when it comes to like gaming bundles. So whenever, chances were pretty high when you bought an AMD card, you will get a code for a Ubisoft game. And they have been doing this for years. So, yeah. Do know, but we'll hope for something competitive. Yeah, like here's the thing. This has been in the making for quite some time. Right? Like this has been in the making for quite some time. With AMD RDNA 1, with the 5000 series, they did a complete rebuild of their architecture. And they said they want to go the same path as they did go with the Ryzen CPUs, like slowly building on this new architecture and do it right. And I think this is the first time with RDNA 3 where, if they are following the whole Ryzen idea, where they kind of have to deliver. Like, if you're looking at Ryzen 1 and Ryzen 2, which I have, yeah, Ryzen 1, let's be honest, was a good step in the right direction, but Intel was still far ahead. Ryzen 2 was already where, if you were not just a pure gamer, like I am, I'm a content creator too, where the 2000 series was already better than what Intel could have offered. But then with the 3000 series, they basically became the king. Or queen, or whatever. You know what I mean. Like, they took over. And so I think that a lot of people expect that with the 7000 series with Radeon, they finally deliver on this below to Nvidia and for reasonable prices, right? So we have to see, to be honest. But Mo, can we trust the benchmarks they're showcasing? I think we can. I truly believe that we can, because it is too easy for so many YouTube channels out there to prove them wrong, right? And if you were doing some real trickery to like boost your performance in those benchmarks they're showcasing, then people will call you out very quickly. And what we have seen in the last few years, whenever AMD or Nvidia is showcasing their benchmarks, they have hit those targets. Does that mean they didn't do like a selective benchmark with selective titles? Of course they did. Of course they did. It's the same thing. I still remember RDNA 2, where they were kind of like, yeah, we do ray tracing now, but also, please don't use it. That was basically their plea there. Like, yes, we have ray tracing, but don't look too close at it, right? Like, that was like their premise. Like, if you were in the 6000 series to go with ray tracing, you better not. Yeah. But the same you could kind of argue about the 2000 and the 3000 series from Nvidia. Like, I know that everyone is always like, oh yeah, no, Nvidia's performance in the 3000 series when it comes to ray tracing is pretty stable and really good. And I'm like, well, it is stable, but really good? You have to pull off a lot of tricks to make it kind of stable. And then it comes down to the game you were playing. Like one of the most recent games, like, what was it? Gotham Knights. Freaking unplayable with ray tracing. Because for whatever reason, everything is CPU bound. You activate ray tracing in Gotham Knights, and it puts more pressure on your CPU. And it's like, right? My GPU is running at 40% usage. Can you maybe do something about it? No, we can't. Ah, okay, well then I turn ray tracing off again, I guess. And don't get me wrong, that's the fault of the game. That's not the fault of AMD or Nvidia, to make that absolutely clear. But my point is, ray tracing, I still remember this interview Lisa Su gave a few years ago, when she was asked about why the 5000 series doesn't support ray tracing, and she was saying in an interview, well, you know, we don't really think it's necessary, because when ray tracing is like hitting the market and is really becoming the norm, this is where finally people also give a shit about it, and we have catched up to it. And kind of rings true. Like, ray tracing has been a niche thing. I'm not saying it's not amazing. Like, the things you can do with ray tracing is absolutely stunning. I'm not trying to make ray tracing look insignificant. That's not my point here. My point is that it was still a niche component of a game. Gotham Knights was so unoptimized. Is. Like, unfortunately, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. And again, everything is like, this is the crazy part about Gotham Knights, and the only thing I will say about it is it's a CPU bound game. Okay, you can do that. I mean, look at freaking Battlefield and the Frostbite engine, CPU killer for years, but they are using all your cores. Gotham Knights is using up to 8 cores on your CPU. It's like, what? You're making a CPU-bound game, and the highest the game can handle is 8 cores? What kind of sense does that make? Well, it makes sense when you remember yourself that Gotham Knights was actually planned also for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, right? Then it clicks, and it's like, oh, right. And I just assume they now it was killed. The whole PS4 and Xbox One project was killed. But I think they have never really fully made the change, so to speak. Yeah. Like, Gotham Knights, wowza. Oh yeah, Sakura, absolutely. And hey, Sakura. Hey, Isa. Good to see you. Give just a minute here. It is 9. 9? 9! Oh! 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 It's happening. It's happening. Wow, that is some big, black, chunky bars. I hope that is not how they present the stream. What? I really hope not. Oh, please don't do that. What is that? Ultra widescreen? 480p. Ah! Hi, Lisa. Hi.
Welcome, and thank you all for joining us today. It's so
Hi.
exciting to be here back in Las Vegas in person. So thank you all for joining us.
That was cinematic.
And,
yes, it
being
was.
Part of our audience, and also welcome to all of you who are joining
The
us
audience, 2
online
people.
around the world.
Yeah, go
Are you
away,
excited for today?
go. Okay, 5 people. 5 people.
We have some amazing new products to show you, so let's go ahead and get started.
Oh,
And you
awesome.
guys all know us well. At AMD, we're all about high performance and adaptive computing.
So we are
And
not
really
pulling
using
an
technology
Nvidia
to
here.
create solutions to the world's most important challenges.
God, that
Now,
Nvidia
whether
showcase
you're
was so
talking about
horrible.
Cloud services, or 5G networks, or AI, or automotive, or PCs, AMD technology is truly everywhere, touching the lives of billions of people every single day. Now, we're in an incredibly busy time for AMD. It's an incredible period of innovation.
Yeah.
We're in the midst of introducing actually 4 new architectures to the market across more than a dozen
XDNA.
products.
Oh,
So
interesting.
if you look at it, we started
Wait,
with
isn't
the
that
Ryzen
their-
7000 launch in September, and many of you joined us there.
Oh no, it's the next gen.
Next week, we're going to bring Zen 4 to high-end server processors, and then soon after that to notebook PCs. And we also have our Zen 4 C core optimized for cloud-native computing, and our next-gen XDNA architecture that are going to launch in 2023. But of course, today, it's all about gaming, and we're here to talk about our next-generation gaming architecture.
Yeah,
with
cloud.
RDNA 3.
Cloud.
So now just a minute
C is
about
for
gaming,
cloud.
right? We all love gaming. Gaming is really in AMD's DNA. And when you look through 2025, we're expecting 3.5 billion gamers in the world. And our goal is really to push the limits of gaming innovation to really provide the best solutions across the board together with all of our gaming partners. So whether you're talking about developers creating new games and experiences, or you're talking about the companies that are serving the content, or you're playing your games on your devices, or you're a streamer that are really trying to stream those experiences.
Hi, that's me.
Our mission is to bring you the best experience possible for all of your gaming platforms. Now, Ryzen processors and Radeon graphics are really at the heart of all of the world's most popular gaming devices, including the top gaming PC OEMs,
Tesla.
cloud gaming services, Sony PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Valve Steam Deck. We're also bringing gaming to automotive with the newest generation of Teslas. And of course, for all of the folks out there who are building your own PCs, we love the DIY market for all of the PCs that you build. Now, when you think
Don't
about
forget
that,
Ouya.
why is gaming so important to AMD?
Wow.
It's really all
What a
about
cheap shot.
pushing the envelope on innovation. Just over a month ago, we launched our next generation desktop PC processor, the Ryzen 7000 series, which was really the most advanced processors.
Yeah, maybe next year. Maybe I would just get
And the
a
response has been really incredible.
3900
3D
3D or something.
We have
We will see.
phenomenal gaming and creative performance, and it's all enabled by our new Zen 4 core in 5 nanometer. Now, with Ryzen 7000, we also launched our next generation AM5 desktop platform, which has all of the latest I/O, and we're committing to delivering socket longevity on that through 2025 and beyond for lots of future upgrades. And we also know that people love AM4, and AM4 is going to continue for a long, long time.
This is
And
the
for
interesting
there,
one.
Ryzen 7 5800 X3D is also a fantastic choice for gamers. Now, today, it's all about the next generation of Radeon graphics and how we deliver the future of gaming with the world's most advanced
Yeah, so
graphics
AM4 is sticking
architecture,
around for a while.
RDNA 3.
Interesting.
So let me start and tell you a little bit about RDNA 3.
Yes, please.
We really set truly ambitious goals for RDNA 3. And as you know, at the forefront for what we're doing is it's all about power and energy efficiency. And we want to make sure that we continue to innovate around performance per watt leadership to enable all of the gamer upgrades to be done with fantastic performance, but at a reasonable power. And we also want
But not a reasonable price.
the bar in performance to support the next generation of 4K gaming and beyond, and really recognize that there are a lot of faster and higher resolution displays. And then finally, we also look at it as not just about the chip and not just about the card, but really what is the gaming experience we can bring. And that means new AMD software features, that means platform technologies, and really end-to-end solutions with our CPUs and GPUs and software coming together. So there's a lot of innovation in RDNA 3, and we'll tell you all about it today.
Well, then let's get started.
Now, there's a lot been said about our new chiplet design, so let me start with our chiplet design. This is the world's first chiplet gaming GPU.
Wait.
Now, why did we use chiplets? Chiplets really allow us to use a modular approach to optimize the performance and efficiency of the overall design. And so with our chiplets, like we've done on the CPU side, on the GPU side, we're mixing and matching the right technology for each function. Now, the graphics compute die is a high-performance 5 nanometer technology design, and it contains all of the high-performance compute in the GPU. That includes the shaders, the display engine, and a brand new media engine as well. And then the other die is a memory cache die, and it's built in 6 nanometer process technology and includes the memory subsystem that features the GDDR6 controllers, as well as up to 96 megabytes of infinity cache. And as a result, we have just an incredible capability with more than 61 teraflops of compute.
24 gigabyte.
61 teraflops of compute?
Oh, sorry, 61, yeah, teraflops,
We also
yeah.
have
Doesn't
the
mean
world's
anything.
fastest chiplet interconnect to enable 5.3 terabytes per second of peak bandwidth.
Damn.
That allows us to unlock the full potential of 24 gigabytes of GDDR6.
24.
So when you put that together, we
I know
have
it's like, that's
58
4090,
billion
right?
transistors in this design, which gives us just an incredible amount of gaming.
And I'm sitting here with my 12 gigabyte of RAM on my GeForce and be like, yay, 12 gigabyte, woo.
It sounds like there's a few excited people out there. Okay, so now let me show you for the very first time our newest chiplet gaming GPU.
Oh, no case? What? Aw, I miss the times when they are taking out the cases. Oh, chiplets! Yeah! Oh my god!
This may be my favorite part of my job. All right, so look, as I said earlier, we set very ambitious goals for RDNA 3, especially around energy efficiency. And I'm pleased to say that we actually exceeded our goals. So our engineers did a fantastic job And we made great improvements between RDNA 1 and RDNA 2.
Damn, is that the new
And
iPhone?
with RDNA
Yes.
3, we actually achieved a 54% gen-over-gen improvement in performance per watt.
Oh,
When you
per
put all
watt.
of that together into what really matters, we're about building the best products for you. So today, I'm incredibly proud that we're
Okay,
going to
2
announce
cards.
our first 2 RDNA 3 graphics cards. The Radeon
Oh.
RX,
XTX. Oh, come on,
the
AMD.
Radeon RX 7900 XTX with 24 gigabytes of GDDR6, and the 7900 XT with 20 gigabytes.
Oh, please
So
don't
you
let
can
that be a
imagine these are
4080
just
trick.
Incredible gaming cards.
Please don't do this
so
on
now
us.
I'm going to turn it over to Sam, Scott, and Frank that are going to
They're
take
completely
you through all of
different
the exciting
cards.
product details. Sam?
Sam Nefziger. Yeah, hello, my name is Sam. I'm also doing
Thank you,
improv over the
Lisa.
weekend.
Well, as she said, with RDNA 3, our vision was to engineer the most advanced 4K and 8K gaming platform for gamers and creators, containing the features, performance, and efficiency to provide the best gaming experience.
8K is so weird.
To achieve this vision, we have brought unprecedented innovation
Why?
in all aspects of the design. Now, it's my privilege to hit on a few of those highlights for you this morning. The first and most evident innovation
The gaming
that we have
industry
leveraged our
just moved
industry-leading
on
expertise in chiplets,
to
honed on our
4040p
Ryzen and EPYC lines to bring
most of
chiplet
the time.
architecture.
Like the grand, like most of the gamers
Magic
out
of
there.
chiplet
If you are
design
not a console
is
gamer.
being able to use the right technology
It's
for
like
the right job. So we
8K.
created 2 very different chiplets connected with high bandwidth interconnects specific to graphics. With the graphics compute die, we spin that precious 5nm silicon where it matters, in the core.
We said innovation, take a
where
shot.
all the computation occurs to
Cheers.
enable great performance and performance per watt. For that small memory cache die, we use the mature 6nm technology to implement the GDDR6 memory interfaces and our second generation Infinity cache.
Is Nvidia using chiplets?
These diminutive but powerful MCDs feature a second generation Infinity cache, each connected to 64 bits of high-speed GDDR6 memory, combined
Damn.
to up to a width of 384 bits. We've tuned this Infinity cache to enable better data reuse.
By the way, this
less
dude is
capacity
ripped.
To accomplish several things for us. With the high hit rates, it directly sources most of the
Like,
memory
damn.
requests.
He's
and
lifting.
This delivers data to the engine in less time and uses less power than going out to DRAM. With our high bandwidth Infinity Fabric chiplet interconnect, we've increased the peak bandwidth from our RDNA 2 implementation by an astonishing 2.7 times. And that's where that 5.3 terabytes per second number you just heard comes from.
Okay.
These support the gaming at the highest resolutions. So now I want to take you a little bit deeper, click down into that graphics compute die, which is built around our new RDNA 3 compute
God.
units.
After the
What
Nvidia
we
showcase,
previewed with our area
this is
efficient
super
unified architecture
interesting.
that shares resources between rendering, AI, and ray tracing.
Oh,
Effective use of
the
each
Nvidia showcase was so bad. I think it was Nvidia who just thought, we don't need that.
A great gaming experience, driving the latest
Right.
displays with massive refresh rates. for
People would buy our
high-resolution
stuff
gaming.
anyways.
All of the latest media formats are in there with our media.
Was it that
select
bad?
engines.
I want my time back.
Now to the core of the engine, which is the new unified RDNA.
The Nvidia showcase was horrid.
Specifically optimized
Absolutely
for
horrid.
high-resolution gaming. The key word here is unified, which means we have a tightly integrated unit which shares resources to deliver the most power and area.
Yeah, I watched an investor in business showcase where they then just said, oh, by the way, folks, yeah, we have also like, I think back in the bag, we have like a card for gamers or something if you're interested. If you want to look at it, it's coming out next week, just buy it.
In the RDNA 2 design, which boosts the performance of all the functions. To deliver this well-rounded feature,
Oh, they have an AI accelerator this time.
To the fullest, to pack 54% more transistors
And second-gen ray
in less
tracing.
area,
Interesting.
increasing our density by 165%. Well, as every chip designer knows,
That's
it's a lot of transistors. And as every chip designer knows, smaller is faster and more power efficient. And so this enables RDNA 3 to
And more
deliver
things do not
even
work right
better
and
gaming
break. Yay.
experience. Now, looking at the stream
No,
processors,
not really.
we took a huge step in RDNA 3 by going to dual issue Wave 32 units. This
Okay.
enables us to better utilize the data paths by issuing 2 different instructions down each 32-lane SIMD, or we can use them in parallel like we did in RDNA 2. We can issue different integer or floating point operations down each SIMD data path, mixing and matching based on the workload demand.
Okay.
Net result is faster frame render times for higher FPS from better utilization of all the functions in the compute unit. And it handles now 2 times more instructions per clock. So we have also greatly enhanced the RDNA AI acceleration. And AI, of course, enables a host of capabilities that are growing in importance to the gaming community. And we've increased the AI throughput for commonly used math functions, which, while integrating these tightly within our unified compute unit. These share the same register files, caches, and instruction scheduling as the stream processors. And the enhancements provide up to a 2.7x increase in AI performance in the most area and power efficient way possible.
That's pretty good.
Setting RDNA 3 up to exploit the current and future uses of AI. The final enhancement to mention to our compute unit is the ray tracing acceleration, which is built on new instructions in the shader and support for DXR ray flags and many improvements for ray box sorting and traversal. Amplifying all of this.
I mean, that was the big, as I said at the beginning of the stream, that was the biggest issue with the 6000 series, right?
File that I mentioned before, combined with larger L0.
It was able to do ray tracing, but in most cases, people
These
basically
improvements
said,
provide compelling gains for ray tracing
ignore it.
with up to 50% more performance per compute unit.
So let's see if they were able to fix that.
To our Radiance display engine, featuring the industry's first DisplayPort 2.1 and a high-performance gaming graphics card.
Shots fired at Nvidia.
This DisplayPort enables 480 hertz refresh rates at 4K resolution and up to 165 at 8K. And the 12 color bits per channel enables an incredible 68 billion colors for
Like a
amazing
lot of
capabilities
people
images and graphics.
were pissed to find
And with
out
the display link
that
bandwidth
basically
up now to 54 gigabits per
Nvidia doesn't
second,
have that,
we have
that they don't have a
doubled
DisplayPort
that bandwidth
2.1.
per port over RDNA.
Yeah,
this
and that
supports
limits the FPS
unprecedentedly high refresh rates
push
at the
through.
highest resolutions.
like, ooh.
In support of the latest media
Ooh.
formats and standards, we have a new dual media engine, and it
And
supports
then here's AMD and it's like, oh, of course we have that.
up to 8K60
Oh,
or AVC and HEVC. It supports AV1 encode and decode, while also leveraging AI enhancements to improve video encoding and conference quality.
nice.
And by greatly increasing the frequency inside the media engine, we delivered
This
up
could
to
be good for
1.8x
streamers.
8x the performance versus RDNA 2, reducing export times almost in half.
Good, good, good.
So now a bit more about clock speeds. These are obviously critical to performance, and most workloads that we have found and analyzed are actually
Yeah,
more
they have
limited
some
by
interesting
front-end
encoders in there.
execution and command processing than by our high-performance shader engines. So we recognize that we could utilize higher frequencies in a smarter, more power-efficient way by using our new to RDNA 3 decoupled shader engine frequencies.
Can we see the
to
numbers,
run
please?
only the front
Thank
end
you.
At a typical 2.5
Wait,
gigahertz,
decoupled
while the
clocks?
shaders operate at a more efficient 2.3 gigahertz, which is still 15% higher than RDNA 2 at launch. With this sort of advanced power management, we deliver the maximum frames per second while also saving up to 25% power. This contributes to our remarkable 54% product level performance per watt gain.
Interesting.
With the higher frequency and the new dual issue RDNA 3 compute units, we enable
Damn.
a 2.7x leap in raw compute power. You heard it from Lisa, a remarkable 61.6 teraflops of performance in this engine. Well, putting it all together, we have delivered on our vision by inventing the world's first chiplet-based gaming GPU, enabling the optimal use of 5 nanometer technology, delivering 15% higher frequencies at 54% better power efficiency. Our advanced chiplet interconnect provides
I mean,
amazing 2.7
it will probably not draw
bandwidth
600
with
watts.
that 60 plus teraflop engine. The new unified RDNA3 compute units have twice the instructions per clock, enabling them to fully utilize our data paths and provide incredibly high performance for rendering, ray tracing, and AI applications in the most
Now,
powerful.
they completely forgot to tackle one of the biggest problems AMD sometimes has, is that there are still a lot of gamers who just say, ew, AMD, ew. Which, by the way, if you're one of those people, you're an
The
idiot.
result is what we set out to achieve, the most advanced GPU
They are
optimized
both
for
ew.
gamers and creators.
Nvidia is ew, AMD is ew.
Now I'd like to hand it over to Scott, who will tell you more
Because they're
about
corporations.
incredible products.
Like, oh boy, here's the boring part. I hope you will be quick, Scott.
What's up, gamers? How is everybody doing today?
Yeah,
We've been working
Intel
on
is
this
not
for
you.
3 years, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of hours in our engineering group.
Joking.
And I'm sure they're tuning in
Joking.
today, but I can't be more proud of what they've been able to create for you and to create for us, and it's going to be a great time. So, now, I know what you want to see. Performance, price, and availability. Is that right? Do you want to see that?
How's it going, Gamer Nation?
Sounds good,
Scott.
but you're going to have to stay for a little bit to get availability and price, but I'll show you performance. I'll show you some performance. So today, 4K
Performance
sets
is good.
the standard where enthusiast GPUs are measured. According to IDC, in the last 5 years, there are 3 times
Debatable.
increase in shipments of 4K monitors. And the Radeon RX 7900 XTX is going to be the perfect card to power your games at 4K. In pure rendering, the 7900 XTX is up to 1.7 times faster than our previous generation flagship GPU. And in ray tracing,
Okay,
we
that's
are seeing
good.
up to 1.6 times more performance in native 4K. What do you
Show me
think?
Cyber... Oh yeah, Cyberpunk doesn't do ray tracing for AMD cards. Huh.
Now that you've seen the performance, allow me to introduce the Radeon RX 7900 XTX.
Oh, how big is it? This is the biggest flagship.
Take a good
Oh.
look. We've spent a lot of time optimizing this car, but more importantly, making
It's not-
sure that you're going to be proud when you put it into your rig.
It's
Absolutely
not-
fantastic.
It's like
This
my
gaming card is built to provide
3080?
exciting performance in 4K resolution and beyond.
Huh.
RDNA 3 based GPUs are like no other. It features 96 unified RDNA 3 compute units, running at
Chunky,
2.3
but
gigahertz
not
game clock,
4090
and it comes with
chunky.
24 gigabytes
I think that's my
of GDDR6
3080.
with 384-bit support. This card is future ready with AV1 encode and decode for streaming and video export.
Yeah, I would say this has
And
the
it
size
the
of my
latest
3080.
DisplayPort 2.1 technology for up to 4K 480 frames per second.
Oh,
or
wow,
8K
355
165 frames per second
watts?
gaming capabilities. All, ladies and gentlemen, with a board power of just 355.
Just.
The XTX. Thanks, JP. Today, we are also announcing the Radeon RX 7900 XT, a massive leap in performance over the last generation.
300 watts.
It features 84 unified compute units running at a game clock of 2 gigahertz and comes with 20 gigabytes of 320-bit GDDR6 memory with the same support for AV1 and DisplayPort 2.
Okay, so it's really just...
7900 series gaming cards are industry leaders in performance per watt. There's no need to rebuild your desktop, no need to upgrade your case, and there's no need for a new power adapter.
Ooh.
Yep. We made it as easy as pulling out your old card and putting in a new one. Previous generation enthusiast GPUs,
I mean-
including those recently launched by our competitor, only support DisplayPort 1.4. Gamers who purchase these graphics cards will see
Yeah,
limited
take some
frame
shots at Nvidia. They
But with
deserve
the
it.
RX 7900 series of
They deserve
GPUs,
it.
It'll allow you
They
to
asked for
actually
it.
see the frames you are paying for when you upgrade to a DisplayPort 2.1 monitor. If you are paying that much money for a brand new gaming card, you should demand a GPU that will allow you to game into the future. And only the 7900 series can give you that. And starting in early 2023, an incredible new generation of displays at a range of resolutions
Again,
the leading display vendors will start rolling out to gamers,
Nvidia asked for it.
including this sneak peek from our friends at Samsung with their brand new Odyssey Neo G9, expected to be the first DisplayPort 2.1 8K. I'll say that again, 8K,
Oh, 8K,
ultra
wow.
widescreen gaming monitor ever. What do you think?
Too big. Look, my monitor from BenQ is already too big.
More details on the design and specs will be unveiled soon at CES in January of 2023. And
Like,
to
I don't-
power high refresh rate gaming displays both today and your future upgrades, we've developed a suite of powerful software enhancements, which includes technologies such as Fidelity FX,
What was the...
Super Resolution,
Wait.
and Smart Access Memory. Combined with our new unified RDNA 3 compute units, the Radeon
What
RX
was the
7900
first
series
video they
delivers the
showed?
next generation of high refresh rate gaming.
That looked like Splinter
AMD's
Cell.
Fidelity FX Super Resolution, or FSR, technology works on all modern GPUs to provide high fidelity visuals and incredible frame rates. In just 16 months, FSR will be available in 216 games,
Good.
proving just how compelling open technologies are for the entire industry.
Yep. This is
Our
what I
latest
said.
update,
DLSS will
FSR 2.2,
probably
reduces
disappear in
super
obscurity at
resolution
some
control
point because
of those
everyone
games,
will
allowing the artifacts to run
utilize
faster than objects, and it'll also be available
Fidelity
in Forza
FX.
Horizon 5 soon.
which is pretty normal for
Now,
Nvidia technology.
1440p gaming displays with high refresh rates continue to be one of the fastest growing choices for gamers. With the 7900 XTX
No, will not
and
disappear in
Apex
obscurity,
Legends,
but
you will be able to reach the game's hard frame rate cap of 300 frames per second. And in other popular titles, the 7900 XTX can push your games to its limits. Games like Overwatch 2 and Valorant are great examples of why DisplayPort.
Hey,
2.1
remember
is
G-Sync?
so important. Now there's finally a gaming card to drive 300 to 800 frames plus frames per second gaming on ultra high refresh rate displays. Now at 4K, the 7900 XTX is the card to get. By turning on max settings in AAA games and using FSR upscaling, you can hit triple-digit performance. It even makes playing competitive esports titles at 4K a real possibility. Hundreds of frames in your games at 4K resolution.
Hitman 3
Now,
is
I'm
such a
not
crazy
saying that you
optimized
could,
game at this
but
point.
you could
It's the
play
hidden
games with RX
doom
7900 XTX that go
at
beyond
this point.
today's 8K 60 hertz limits. In Dawn of Ragnarok, the latest expansion to Ubisoft's acclaimed Assassin's Creed Valhalla, with FSR paired with the 7900 XTX, you'll be able to get 96 frames per second at a crisp 8K resolution.
8K. This is
It's truly incredible to see and experience. The RX 7900 series can power the next generation of displays like 8K ultra-wide or high refresh rate 8K displays above 60 hertz. Next generation RDNA 3 compute units, new levels of memory bandwidth combined with the latest upscaling technologies deliver the performance to power these incredible experiences. A lot of gamers are excited about features like ray tracing in their games.
yes.
Today, I'm excited to announce that DirectX ray tracing is coming to one of the most popular franchises in the world, Halo Infinite by 343 Industries. Halo Infinite will now support ray trace shadows, and players with AMD hardware will notice improved lighting, sharper shadows, and increased performance on RX 7000 series platforms with ray tracing acceleration.
That's an awkward title
DXR
to
will be
choose.
available in Season 3, so look for it in your graphics settings soon.
Yeah,
With
the
RDNA
game
3
nobody plays
architecture,
anymore.
Real-time ray tracing performance has greatly improved generation over generation. In Dying Light 2, with ray tracing features turned to the max, the
Hey, show me the
7900
Cyberpunk
XTX
numbers.
delivers performance above 60
Oh,
frames
wow,
per
that's
second
good.
with FSR at 4K. Cyberpunk and Hitman 3 also have significant performance uplifts, giving you the performance you need to stay and
With
immersed in your
FSR.
game. But today we're also announcing a technical partnership with the Callisto Protocol coming in December. This
Ooh.
third-person survivor horror game developed by Striking Distance Studios features incredible lighting and shadow effects, along with movie-quality textures and animations to set the eerie mood in this sci-fi experience. Ray tracing is used to full effect here, with shadows, translucency, and glossy refractions coming together to capture the most subtle details that create giant leaps.
I'm looking forward to do a playthrough
At
of this
4K
game,
and
man.
higher resolution, the Radeon RX 7900 series is optimized to deliver incredible frame rates to power this experience. Now next, we are also announcing a technical partnership with Luminous Productions and their action RPG, Forspoken, launching in January.
Meh.
Luminous Productions has created some truly breathtaking visuals in a fully realized fantasy world, powered by hybrid
It
ray
looks
tracing for
pretty,
realistic lighting
but
and shadows on the characters and environments. Forspoken looks and runs incredibly fast thanks to its implementation of Fidelity FX features, including FSR, variable rate shading, ambient occlusion, and downscaling.
it looks like a
all
tech demo
optimized.
they transformed into a game.
We worked
Oh
closely with game
wait,
studios to
that's what
optimize
it
the
is.
next generation of games. At Ubisoft, Snowdrop has been in development for
Oh.
over a decade and is one of its most important gaming engines. This is the same engine utilized across a variety of PC and multi-platform
Splinter Cell?
titles, from Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope to Tom Clancy's Division 2. By the way, one of my personal favorites, Long Live the Bullet King. If you play the game, you'll know.
Meh.
Today, we are announcing our partnership with their next generation engine.
Oh.
This tech demo is beautifully rendered with global illumination, blur reflections, and shadows in addition to other effects that the Snowdrop engine uses, such as volumetric weather effects and micro detail rendering.
That
We worked
fog
with
looks
Ubisoft to
pretty,
add a highly optimized
pretty.
AMD ray tracing implementation that unlocks even smarter ray processing than DXR alone can provide. With high performance ray tracing enabled on a 7900 XTX, we are getting frame rates above 80 frames per second at 4K with FSR2.
Okay.
We're excited to see the Snowdrop engine come to life in major upcoming titles, including Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, Splinter Cell, and Ubisoft Star Wars projects. Right?
Star
Let's go.
Wars
Indeed.
project.
With the announcement of Unreal Engine 5, a lot of gamers, including myself, are excited to see what new games and experiences will be created in this popular engine. UE5 is optimized to take full advantage of our unified RDNA 3 compute units with excellent ray tracing and rasterization performance. In this UE5 sample, optimized for Radeon,
You know what's still kind of surprising to me?
frames per second at 4K
That
with
FSR2
enabled.
has not been utilized
Even
much on
with
consoles
resounding
yet.
success of FSR2, we won't stop there. I'm excited to show you a
Of
preview
course,
a brand new
FSR3.
version of Fidelity FX
Wow,
super
that's a
resolution
60%
technology,
increase.
appropriately named FSR3.
Oh well, 60 FPS and 100% increase.
FSR3 combines our best-in-class temporal super resolution
And
technology
it will run on
and our
all
new
GPUs.
AMD Fluid Motion Frames technology to deliver more frames per second in your games. Fluid Motion Frames increases FPS when using very demanding settings. FSR3 will provide up to a 2 times increase in frames per second at 4K resolution over FSR2, a significant boost across your supported games, and will be coming to PC gamers in 2023.
Okay, and that is available to all GPUs?
To give an idea on what's possible with our brand new generation of gaming cards, I'd like to show you what Sava and his small team of artists were able to create using a standard animation pipeline to build their dark
See you
sci-fi
later, Sakura.
fantasy film, Beckoning, an Unreal Engine in just 4 months. Let's hear from Sava.
Sava Živković. I wrote and directed Beckoning, and I want to briefly talk about how Unreal Engine 5 and AMD are empowering small teams to create cinema-class animated films. In Unreal Engine 5, Lumen and Nanite shine with the Radeon RX 7900 XTX, allowing us to walk around completely lit environments and characters and to explore the shots. This significantly speeds up the production and enables us to make creative decisions at a
This is why
single
apparently a
moment. We change lighting,
lot
character or
of
environment placement, or entirely change the
studios
camera
are switching
angles
over
desired.
to Unreal
This
Engine.
amount of speed and flexibility is unprecedented in traditional animation pipelines, and is one of the main reasons why I personally believe producing feature-length animation with smaller teams is now a reality. And when it comes to high-fidelity output, the FSR Movie Render Cube plugin upscales the final frame rendering to 4K or even 8K. CG animation has never been as fast and as fun.
Okay,
Pretty
Cool.
cool.
yay.
By the way, in reviewing that video, it sure does make it look easy to create a new movie, doesn't it? But it does. I don't think it is. The Radeon RX 7900 series are the most advanced gaming GPUs. First of all, they are easy to upgrade into your They feature industry-leading enthusiast GPU support for next-generation displays. They will deliver ultra-high frame rates in both native and upscale games, and of course comes with up to 24 gigabytes of memory to drive the next generation of games and advanced workloads.
Now the date and the
All
price
of our
tag.
innovations enable the 7900 XTX to deliver an incredible leap in performance of up to 1.7 times faster 4K gaming. Now, let me invite Frank Azor to the stage to show you how the Radeon RX 7900 series powers the next generation of gaming and streaming experiences. Frank?
Okay. Well, this is interesting for me at least, somebody who is doing streaming.
Wow. I am incredibly excited to be here with you guys today. It's just been so long.
It's this guy.
Being able to all be together and to do this the way it deserves to be done, right? In person and just with all these
Oh
incredible
god.
games and visuals.
How many people would tell me
What do you
over
guys
the
think about
next
the new graphics
1
cards?
year
Awesome,
or
right?
2 years that, yeah, we are finally doing this in person again as it was used to be?
Don't worry,
It's
Scott's
like,
going to come back and tell
eh.
you when you're going to be able to get them and what they're going to be priced at, okay? I promise. But they're incredible graphics cards. But you know what's even more incredible? Is that at AMD, you get more than just a great graphics
software.
card.
Oh, it's software time.
We're committed to building the absolute best gaming, creating, and streaming experiences. I'm going to share with you today a little
I mean,
bit about some of our
AMD
latest
software is
developments
better
and how
than
we're putting it
Nvidia
all
already.
together to bring you the next generation of PCs. Great hardware, as you've seen today, deserves great software. And AMD Adrenalin is your software interface for harnessing the
Like,
full potential of your AMD
If
power.
I'm using Adrenaline,
We're committed to bringing you an Adrenalin software that you can
I have the voice thingy
that
already
offers you
implemented.
state-of-the-art features and
For
next-level
Nvidia,
gaming experience
I have to download
for
something
quality
extra.
streaming and for creating.
I was like, why is this
If you're
not
not
already
already
in the
familiar
GeForce experience?
With AMD Adrenalin, let me catch you up real quickly to what you've been missing. Adrenalin is your hub for just about
Adrenaline is really, really good. Like,
You
it's
can
better
find
than
and launch your
GeForce is
games,
now at
plus
this
monitor
point.
your stats and performance across all the games on your system, all from one home screen. You can customize your Radeon settings for each game, as well as record and stream those games right from within the UI.
And they have
You can
everything
turn your
Nvidia
system
has.
into its
Like, I
own
know there's still
personal
people who
game
believe
server
that
and connect your
AMD doesn't have
smartphone,
everything Nvidia
tablet,
has.
or another Windows PC to
But
play
it's
your
like,
games remotely
no.
from anywhere.
Who?
And of
What?
course, you can take full control over
But,
your AMD graphics card and
driver
the
issues.
Ryzen CPU and tune them for maximum performance and efficiency.
Did you ever had
Adrenaline?
Nvidia drivers?
Simply awesome. But there's probably two things that I love most about Adrenalin.
As a mainly
First,
Nvidia user, I
the
can
fact
say
that
it's
all these features are within one
great.
unified UI.
yeah, no
Second,
registration required, no logs
It's a
in
completely
required.
unlocked experience, meaning we don't force you to create an account. You're not going to be monitored by us. You're not going to be tracked. You can just access all these features,
Shots fired at
customize
Nvidia.
your system to your content, and just play the games you love, because that's what you deserve. So let me talk to you about some of the upcoming features you can expect from the next version of Adrenalin. Existing features like Radeon Super Resolution, Radeon Boost, and Anti-Lag are huge performance amplifiers for your gaming experience. But let's be honest, most of us don't want to have to learn about each new feature, how it works, which games it works on, which features work best with one another. When we finally get some time to sit down and game, it's just too much complexity to deal with. I just want to get in the game and I want to play. So we
True.
heard you. To simplify all this, we're introducing Hyper RX mode. With Hyper RX, we've redeveloped these performance boosting technologies to all work together and at the same time, compounding their benefits and giving you a one-click experience to improve frame rate and latency.
Cool.
In the game Dying Light 2, just to give you an example, in the game Dying Light 2, we're seeing performance improvements with Hyper RX up to 85% with 1/3 of the latency. It's incredible.
Cool. There's also a thing you have to really
So
like.
look forward to Hyper RX coming
When it
out
comes to
on
Nvidia, you have to do like checkmark,
Experience
checkmark, checkmark, checkmark,
All right, so let's talk
checkmark,
about what are we
checkmark.
doing
I think
to
it's now 4
improve your
checkmarks
recording
you
and
have
your
to set.
streaming experience.
Oh,
OBS, as many of you
AV1.
know, is the leading video recording and live streaming platform out there, and it's used by some of the world's most successful and popular streamers.
Yeah, that's also
Well, we
me.
partnered with OBS
Hi.
to improve video streaming quality across all bit rates on Radeon RX 6000 and 7000 series graphics cards. Additionally, with the new AMD RDNA 3 media engine, we've added AV1 hardware encoding, improving quality and transforming live streaming. In this example, we're looking at a recorded image of Halo, captured with OBS on the Radeon 7900 XT.
Oh, it looks so much better.
Both images captured at the same.
That is the only
3.5
reason.
megabit rate. As you can
Like
see
for
behind me,
me
the
as a
quality
streamer,
stream and
I
the
would
timestamp
definitely,
is
when I upgrade my card
But
at
with
some
the
point,
addition of our AV1 hardware encoding,
AV1
updated
is a
reanalysis
go-to.
and pre-filtering algorithms, plus our OBS optimizations, the playback quality substantially improves, providing a clear, sharp, and a smooth viewing experience. Additionally, with Xilinx AI and content adaptive machine learning technology, we've integrated that into the AMD framework, and it's been trained to learn, predict, and target small text and menus, making them legible again, especially when streaming at low bit rates and resolutions up to 1080p.
Wow,
The
shots
new
fired,
AMD
huh?
RDNA 3 media engine reaches beyond.
Sorry that I'm streaming at
With our
1080p.
dedicated AV1 hardware processing, video encoding is up to 7 times faster
Damn.
than software, even at ultra-high resolutions like 8K. Support for the RDNA 3 media engine will be available across applications like Adobe Premiere Pro, FFmpeg, Handbrake, and in upcoming releases of OBS.
Cool.
And then for video creators, any video creators in the audience? Anybody create video?
Yeah.
You're gonna love this. So we're introducing something we call Smart Access Video. Smart Access Video works with select applications when you pair the Ryzen 7000 series with the new Radeon 7000 series. And unlike other platforms that can really only make use of either your CPU or your GPU's video compression engines, Smart Access Video distributes the encoding and decoding workloads across both your Ryzen CPU and your Radeon graphics cards video compression engines, enabling faster 4K and 8K editing.
That's
When
amazing.
it comes to batch transcoding, Smart Access.
I know, for non-content creator, you don't give a shit about that.
1/3. Smart Access Video will be available.
But for
across
content creators like
applications
me,
OBS, Premiere Pro, FFmpeg,
it's
and
like-
more, starting in December. So next, let me share with you how we're bringing all these technologies and all this greatness together for you into our AMD Advantage solutions. So when we first introduced Advantage laptops, we raised the bar of what defines just a great portable gaming experience. And Advantage laptops have been carefully designed and developed with our partners to ensure that their premium experiences are felt throughout. Multiple models of these laptops are available in market right now from your favorite OEM and SI partners. And look, nothing compares to building your own desktop if you can, all right? But for those of us that maybe don't have the time, the experience, or the will to do so right now, we've applied
I love that he is not saying
great
money.
AMD Advantage design framework that we applied to laptops originally, and we're bringing that to desktops now. We
Oh,
partnered with several leading system integrators to bring you these turnkey solutions, so that whether you're gaming, you're streaming, or
so
creating,
AMD is getting into the
Advantage
PC
desktops
market?
have been designed and developed with our partners to be the best desktops you'll find in the market.
Huh.
All the incredible performance you saw here today from the 7900 XTX, well, that's what you can expect.
I wonder
with
what the
Advantage
price
desktops.
margin is on those.
It starts by pairing our Ryzen 9 processor and our Radeon XTX graphics card. Then we amplify that performance with our smart technologies, including Smart Access Memory and Smart Access Video, as well as the full feature set of Adrenalin software, including Radeon Super Resolution, AMD Noise Suppression, HyperRX, and more. But Advantage goes even further than that by ensuring every component, from the motherboard to the NVMe drives to the memory, the power supply, all the rest, they all work seamlessly together, and they're all tuned for maximum performance with every design and quality.
And then you're putting an Intercard into this baby.
Next, we focus on each system delivering its full graphics engine. So we know that
And
visual
it's
quality
gone.
and performance are incredibly important to gamers. So Advantage desktops have been thermally designed, reliably powered, and rigorously tested to ensure that they deliver on the highest resolution and refresh rate experiences possible on the 7900.
If it works,
And it all comes together when you pair them with one of the over 2,500 AMD FreeSync monitors available, allowing you to experience
hey, that's my monitor.
amazing games at their smoothest and highest settings. And of course, each Advantage desktop is built to game with a full
I have a
configuration of
FreeSync
premium
monitor.
components, all tuned and tested reliably to give you maximum performance every single time.
Cool.
We're really excited to be working with all of these partners on bringing you the first generation.
Cyber Power, eBuyer, CSL,
It's been
Falcon.
awesome
Yeah,
to be here
all
with
right.
you guys today. This is a historic moment. Thank you so much for your time. Let me welcome
That's
Scott
could be
back on
good.
stage.
I think every monitor in the last 5 years, 6 years has now FreeSync.
Thank you, Frank. Okay, are you ready? All right, what an incredible day of announcements that will transform
Here we go.
graphics in games. The AMD Radeon 7900 series, built for extreme performance to drive 4K and 8K high refresh rate gaming monitors, powered by the world's most advanced gaming graphics architecture, RDNA 3. Here we go. Starting December 13th, 2022, you'll be able to purchase the 7900 XTX for $999.
Shots fired.
The world's fastest gaming
It's still
card
expensive,
under
though.
$1,000.
It's still expensive.
Also on December 13th, 2022, you'll be able to purchase the 7900 XT
It's
for
still.
$899.
I wonder if the XT will be.
$999 and $899.
That's
The world's
about
most advanced
probably
gaming GPU,
1,200.
rig for years to come. That's the end of our show. Thank you for joining us today, and we can't wait to get these gaming cards in your hands in December. Have a great rest of your day.
I will be honest. First of all, AMD, if you want to sponsor me and want to give me like an XTX at some point, I totally take one, even though I just got a 3080. Just saying. But jokes aside here, I was expecting that they will ask 1,000 for it. But then again, I think the 6900 XT also started at 1,000, didn't it? Let me see if I'm not. What was the list price? What was the launch price for that thing? I think it was, yeah. So it's the same price tag as the 6900 XT. Yes. Yes. Yep. So they kept the price tag. I mean, let's be honest here. I want to see comparisons, and if the 7900 XTX can keep up with a 4090, that would be $1,000 less. And then, of course, the XT version could be really interesting, because I still remember when the 6800 and 6800 XT came out, a lot of testers basically said, get the cheaper 6800, the extra performance is not worth the price tag, just go with the non-XT version. I still remember that. And so if that model, the XT, can basically deliver on that, yeah. If it can even keep up with the 4080, that is the question. Yes. Like, we have to see, right? Now, the good thing is that we will have the 4080 and the 4090 readily available when this is coming out December 13th. And we will see what they are getting into. Right? Like, I want to see what they do. Again, we have to see tests. And yeah. So we will see. We will see. But so far, the only thing the only thing I can say at this point is this was a much better presentation than Nvidia was. The Nvidia presentation was absolutely dog shit. Like, I'm sorry, Nvidia. It was not made for gamers. And I have to say, like, I felt kind of it was disrespectful regarding gaming. Like, your announcement was literally, here are 3 new gaming graphic cards. The one we tried to pull a fast one on you, and now that we showcase them, have a good day. Piss off. And this was clearly meant for gamers. Sure, enthusiasts. Absolutely enthusiasts. Let's make that clear. But at least as a gamer, I could say after this presentation, I was intrigued. Right. Now we have to see. You know what I also noticed? And we will slowly wrap this up here. You know what I also noticed, which kind of annoys me? And this goes for Nvidia, this goes for AMD, and this will go for Intel when they are finally reaching that point. Like all 3 of them. But it annoys me nonetheless. Is this, look at our performance. Look at it. Thanks to AI upscaling technology, insert here, we got this amazing performance in this specific game. And I'm like, can we see like what the performance is without smoke and mirrors? Don't get me wrong. DLSS is being used by me whenever I can. FSR is used by me when DLSS is not available. I'm using upscaling technology in literally every video game available to me. I totally admit that. So for me, those numbers are important. But it always feels a bit like, is the performance really better in this game thanks to the new hardware? Or is it better because of the new technology they're using? And especially with FSR, which is a huge difference to DLSS, FSR 3 will be available to everyone because it is a software solution, where DLSS is a purely hardware solution, which is the reason why it's only available on Nvidia cards, because Nvidia is a dick. But my point is still the same. It's this, look at our amazing numbers, which we kind of tweaked. It's the same thing, this is why I pointed this out, right? When they showed Hitman. Hitman 3 is a crazy optimized game. Like seriously. For people who are watching this on YouTube and don't normally watch my content, a few weeks ago, my 2080 Super died, right? I didn't have like another card, and thanks to a community member, I got a 3080, right? But in between, I needed a replacement card, and I still had my old Vega 56, which is around the performance of a 1070 if you are a GeForce user. I played Hitman 3 Ultra settings 4040p at around 120 FPS. A 7-year-old mid-range GPU. Sure, no ray tracing. Okay. But still, And Hitman 3 looks amazing. It's such a good looking game with so many NPCs. And it just shows how highly optimized the game is. And whenever somebody is like, oh, Hitman 3 is really running well, it's like, yeah, of course. It reminds me of the... it reminds me when they announced, what was it? The 1080. And they were like, yeah, look at those games, which we can run now in 4K, 60 FPS, thanks to the 1080. And they were showcasing Doom. And I'm like, really, Nvidia? Doom? Of all the games you could have chosen, you choose Doom? Which, heck, can run on my toaster or my WordPad. Well, no, it's the new Doom 2016. But Doom, like the ID tag engine, is so optimized at this point, it is not even funny anymore. Like, show me some games which actually draw. Like, show me Warhammer Total War. I know it sounds ridiculous for people who have never played this game, but Total Warhammer or Total War Warhammer 3, I know, but everyone is calling it Total Warhammer. Like, show me Total Warhammer 3. That thing is murdering your GPU. That's a game you can showcase to me. And what the GPU can do with it. And how it can keep up. But again, this was, as I said, definitely more interesting than the presentation Nvidia gave. I will not get a 7000 series because A, I don't have the money, B, I just got a 3080. And that thing will probably stick with me for the next 3 years. So, not really any plans. But the last thing I will say on this, and then we are wrapping it up. This looks definitely more enticing than what Nvidia showed. On so many levels. Like, we don't have the comparison yet, but if that card is able to compete with the 4090 or getting close to the 4090, this could become a bloodbath for Nvidia, because what Nvidia did this generation is absolutely brute forcing their performance through drawing more watts. Like, I know AMD took a jab at them with the new connector they need and all that, right? Like, they took a jab at them, but they are right with that. Nvidia's performance boost is mostly by drawing more electricity. So they did brute force it this generation. Which is never a good sign. If we have learned something over the decades, is brute forcing performance with more electricity only works to a certain extent. And then it gets problematic. Hello, Pentium 4 edition. How are you doing? You still having it nicely hot down there? Yeah? Okay, cool. Like, if the Intel Pentium 4 generation, aka the Extreme Edition or whatever they called it, has taught us everything, you cannot fix all your issues with more electricity. That works to a certain extent, and then at some point, it's downhill from there. It's downhill from there. So, yeah. Yeah, like, oof. So, as I said, the whole AMD presentation was much more enticing. They took a lot of jabs at Nvidia, rightfully so. Like as I said, Nvidia asked for this. But it was definitely more interesting and far more enticing to what Nvidia had to offer. Now, can it compete in performance? We will see a few days before the release, which takes another month. December 13th. Not gonna lie, that is a weird date. That is a week before Christmas. I mean, kind of smart. But a lot of people are buying... No, actually, it is the week where a lot of people are buying their Christmas presents. Yes, believe it or not, most people are super late on that. So that could be an additional like Christmas present for somebody. Yeah, that's a Tuesday. Of course, we have to see how they are available. How readily they are available. Because I know everyone has been pissing on Nvidia with the 3000 series when it released. But let's not forget, AMD was in the same boat. Let's not forget that. Like, again, I'm not playing sides. Some people might watch this video and think, wow, this dude really loves AMD. It's like, no. Look, I have been using hardware from Intel, from Nvidia, from AMD for decades. I had Intel and AMD CPUs. I had Radeon and GeForce GPUs. I would say more Intel and Nvidia than I had AMD and Radeon. But I moved to the platform where I always believe I get the most bang for my buck. And where I don't have the constant feeling that somebody is trying to just let's not go there. Let's just say I'm not trying to get screwed over by that company. I could say something else, but let's just say I don't feel like I'm getting screwed over all the time. And again, Nvidia has been doing a lot to make me that feeling of, yes, if we have the chance, we will screw you over. So, yeah. All right, folks. But with that said, I will wrap it up here. Afterwards, I will go to bed because I'm still sickly. And it's, I need more sleep. But yeah. With that said, we are done with the live stream. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed my commentary. And if you did, don't forget to like. And if you're new to the channel, you want to see more live commentary or just me streaming from Monday to Friday here on the channel, then make sure to subscribe. I would definitely appreciate that support. And tomorrow we are probably back with Harvestella, Final Fantasy meets Stardew Valley by Square Enix. And we will check that out. I've been actually looking forward to it for quite some time. And I should be feeling much better tomorrow. Yeah. Alright, folks. With that said, thanks so much for watching. Stay safe. And I hope I see you tomorrow. Till then, stay safe. Bye-bye. Ka-ching!